Alright, in this video we're going to be identifying which equation matches the table. You've seen something like this before earlier in the year. You can always refer to your notes if you have them in your notebook. But it says the table below shows the total amount Jill would pay to belong to a gym for several months. So you have this table of values and these equations that you need to match to see which equation goes with the table. Now, remember the first column is your x values, the second column is your y values. What we're going to do is we're going to choose one pair of xy values and try to avoid the first pair of xy values. So I'm going to start by using the 1 and the 35. So if I use the 1 and the 35, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take the x value and the y value, I'm going to substitute it into each of my answer choices. So it would look like the following. So 35 would go here because that's my y value. And then I'd have 25 parentheses. My x value is 1. So from here, I'm going to just calculate what's on the right side. And I would get 25. Now, does 25 equal 35? No. So that's not going to be my answer. I'm going to continue with the other ones. And so again, it would be 35 and 10 times 1 plus 25. If you use that new calculator that I suggested you use, you can type in this whole expression part, and you would find out that it equals 35. Now, does 35 equal 35? Yes, it does, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the answer. It's possible. So keep trying the other ones. If you notice, when I went through the remaining two answer choices, this one also came out to be yes. So I have this working out and answer choice C working out. I can't have two answers, so what that is meaning I'm going to need to do is I'm going to have to choose a new pair of XY values. So I'm going to try the 2 and the 45. These two are done with, but I need to retry letter C and letter D. Okay, so I wrote out my x and y values. Since you can't see the table off to the side, I'm going to retry letter C. So that would give me 45 equals 10 times 2 plus 25. And when I work that out, it will give me 45. And now does 45 equal 45? Yes, but we're still going to try out the other one. So then we have 45 for the y equals 25 times 2 plus 10. And when I calculate all of that, it gives me 60. Now, does 60 equal 45? No, so since that's the case, we know that C is our answer. Now, that won't always happen where you have to do all of this extra work to test out another pair. So, like I had said before, try to avoid the first pair of XYs. Try to go somewhere towards the middle-ish of the table, and that usually is better off. Okay, so let's look at the next example, number 2. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to choose an XY pair, and let's see, I'm going to use not the decimal, so I'll use those ones. All right, now on my answer choices, I need to go through. Be careful because if you notice this one, it starts with the x. Now my x is 20, and then I'm going to do 3 times my y value of 25, and that's going to come out to be 75. Now, does 75 equal 20? No. Okay, continuing on. X value first on this one, so 20 equals 1.25 times 25, and when I calculate that, it's going to give you 31.25, which, looking there, nope. And I keep going, but now when I get to answer choice B, the y variable is first, so I need to make sure I put the y value of 25 first in this one, and then 3 times my x value of 20. Calculate this, and you get 60. Now 60 does not equal 25. And even though all the other ones came out to be no's, I'm still going to test out the last one. Y value first, so that's going to be 25. and 1.25 times 20 does equal 25. Okay, so always make sure you test it out. D is the answer to that question. Last example. So we have number 3, says which equation models the information in the table. And you have your x and your y values. Choose one good pair, avoid decimals, fractions if possible, and try to stay away from the first xy's. So let's go with, how about 3 and 21. So if I use 3 and 21, I'm going to substitute negative 21 in for my y. Negative 6, watch the negative, times 3 minus 14. Type that in your calculator. If you do it separately, you would end up with negative 18 minus 14. The signs are the same, so you end up adding the numbers, and you still have a negative. And you have notes on those in your notebook. And negative 32 does not equal negative 21. Continuing on. All right, so my y value first, negative 21. Now remember, if you have a negative, if you just have a variable with no number in there, there's that invisible 1. So this is going to be negative 1 times 3 plus 26. Negative 3 plus 26. The signs are different, so you subtract and take the sign of the larger number, which is the 26. So that would give you positive 23. And they do not equal each other. All right, last ones. So y value is negative 21 equals negative 5 times 3 minus 6. Work this out. Negative 6, same sign. So you add the numbers, you get negative 21. That looks good, but let's still test out the last one. Now again, there's an x by itself, so you can put that invisible 1. Negative 21 equals 1 times 3 minus 6. 3 minus 6. The signs are different because that's a positive 3 and a negative 6. So subtract the numbers and take the sign of the larger of 6. And that does not come out right. So the answer to this one will be choice B. So remember, you're going to choose one pair of XY values from your table, and you're going to substitute it into each of the equation answers and see which one shows you the right side equaling what you substituted on the left side. Now, like the other question we had back over here, where it switched it around on you and they had the x value first. Be careful with that, so make sure you're paying attention. What variable are you looking at? And so you substitute the correct number in there. Okay? Good luck on the assignment. Let me know if you have any questions.